quotation marks,
All right.
British TV.
Oh, God, all fucking mighty.
Yeah.
This is. I saw this in the news, and it really pissed me off. It was something that, if you'd have turned up this week and said, "I've forgotten to get something for the bullshit," I would have suggested this. It's really pissed me off. This has.
Yep.
This is because it. Right, you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. So apparently, the government was talking about what makes British. No, I'm gonna say this wrong. No, the government wants to push for television programs that are distinctively more British, and the examples were given like Blackadder, I believe, was one.
Yeah.
Only Fools and Horses. Basically English TV. That was basically what it was, right?
I remember the list I saw was those two and Derry Girls. It was quite clear they thought of the first two and then went, oh shit, they're both English. Derry Girls, that's in Ireland.
Yeah, I'm seeing some examples now. Only Fools and Horses, Doctor Who, Bake Off, The Bodyguard, Derry Girls, Fleabag, Gogglebox, stuff like that. So British TV
utterly boils my blood. I cannot believe this. It's right, here we go. It's disgusting on two fronts.
Yes.
First of all, it's disgusting on a creative industry front.
Yep.
Because the creative industry is something that only thrives when it's left to its own devices.
True.
It's all well and good for you to say, oh, I would quite like something with dragons in it. And you are perfectly entitled to that opinion. You are perfectly entitled to like dragons. And there's plenty of stuff out there with dragons in it. But if you sit a creative person down and you tell them, write a screenplay revolving around dragons, and they say, well, I don't really like dragons, can I do one with vampires instead? No, it's got to be dragons.
Yeah.
It has to be dragons, always dragons. And that will crush that person's creative instinct, it will crush their individuality, and the end product will be much, much, much inferior compared to something they could have created under their own creative steam.
Absolutely.
I, for one, know about the drive that when you get a good idea in your heart and you are there smacking away at a keyboard or drawing away on a piece of paper, and you can well and truly feel it in you. It's this indescribable sort of energy and sort of electricity that flows through you, that you just create something that is, is good. While you're doing it, it's good, and you're enjoying it and you're proud of it, and that's something indescribably valuable.
Yes.
Both to creators as individual people and the creative industry as a whole.
Yes.
And it's also disgusting on the other method. It's not unlike a meat fork for a barbecue. That was Tine 1, and this is Tine 2 of shit. The other shit, the other shine is the fact that this is massively concerning in terms of contemporary politics.
Yes.
Because it's all well and good, as in the same way as you can say, I like dragons, it's all well and good for you to say, the thing I'm proud of about my country is the dragons. But if you start saying to other people, well, you shouldn't like snakes because they're not dragons, you shouldn't like lions because they're not dragons, then you're starting to prohibit what people can be proud of. You're starting to prohibit the types of people you can have around you.
Absolutely.
And it's utterly terrifying to think that the government is stepping in to administrate over an entertainment branch of government or an entertainment company and saying, no, we want only British things. Because the implication is, because British things are better and we can do them better and they're really good, and all these other non-British things are inherently worse because they are not British, which is a disgusting way to view the world.
Absolutely. I just want to say, it was John Whittingdale, who is the media minister, which sounds fucking sinister in itself, that pronounced this at a Royal Television Society conference, that UK public service broadcasters may be required by law to make distinctively British programmes. It also says it's fine for the BBC and Channel 4 to sell shows overseas, apparently, but they must be
Fucking hell.
But they must be authentically reflect our nation. And Ofcom is to draw up guidelines, which is
Utterly disgusting. Because
which is
you're
interesting. Because I'm struggling to actually to perceive it. Okay, so the examples that are given the best examples like Blackadder and Fleabag and all these great TV shows like Doctor Who, Derry Girls. Does the conservative establishment not understand that the reason that these shows are good is because they take the piss out of the establishment that are telling everyone to make things distinctively British? Doctor Who wouldn't be good if it had a conservative sort of agenda pushing it. It's a distinctively liberal sort of progressive show. Just like Blackadder, it talks about how Britain, in terms of the First World War, were fucking lunatics. In terms of, it harrows back to that old sort of adage, lions led by donkeys, it was incompetence of senior officers and generals and the aristocracy that made that show funny. Same thing with Derry Girls, it's about 4 Northern Irish girls who are, sort of having to deal with all this shit because of something that Britain did, Fleabag as well, distinctively feminist, it's just, it's not what they think is British, what the conservatives think is British doesn't reflect our nation anyway, because the best TV shows don't come from what they would consider to be British or our national character, if there ever is such a thing, which is ridiculous in itself, because we don't have a national character.
No, I completely understand and agree. It's something that really infuriates me when considering things like this that are, a Britishness quota, is, well, when you start to define what is British, and it breaks down very quickly into things that are quite evidently not necessarily British.
Yeah.
Well, cups of tea from China and India. Okay. What about crumpets and toast and scones and all these things? And you start breaking it down, and it's like, well, at the end of the day, Britain, by its very nature, is a mishmash of cultures from around the world. And that's what makes Britain great. That's what makes every country great, is the diversity inherent in a free society.
Absolutely.
If you start destroying that and saying, no, we don't want as much diversity, we want to showcase the things that make such and such great, you're saying, okay, well, we're showcasing the things that made it great before all these other people arrived.
Yeah.
But by definition, it wasn't great before all those other people arrived.
Exactly.
It was just a place. Oof.
I mean, if the Conservatives sort of had their way, it would just be fucking Bake Off on the air. You know what I mean? It's that sort of level of just surface sort of propaganda. Anything not British, as it says. Well, what does that even mean? There are great TV shows on the BBC, like I May Destroy You. I mentioned Fleabag, Killing Eve. All these things, they take place in Britain, but they're about different identities within Britain. They're about sort of ideas like feminism. They're about sort of progression and stuff, and criticising the establishment. Years and Years is that one. Does that get to be a British show because it takes the piss out of, I mean, Russell T Davies is already partisan to sort of, left-wing politics. All these amazing shows are because of what conservatives don't believe in. Like, what the fuck are they expecting? Are Scottish TV shows going to be made? Because there are certainly TV shows in Scotland that can only be understood by people that live in Scotland. Same goes for Wales. Same goes for Northern Ireland. Same goes for England. We all have different cultural lenses to sort of look at, and even then there's different sort of layers within separate countries. I saw a thing where the Conservative government tried to use one of Limmy's things as a meme to sort of tout some policy that they were producing, and Limmy went on Twitter and said, "Stop stealing my stuff, you blood-sucking vampires," and all that. Nobody wants these absolute shallow, corrupt liars dictating to anyone what we can fucking watch. I mean, if you've got a good idea and people want to watch it, that's the standard, that's the bar, not whether it's British or not, because if it's just British, to use another word with a B, that's pretty fucking boring, as well as just being wrong and immorally fucking disgusting, But, I mean, if they're wanting to just watch Bake Off, can they not just get a box set and Boris can sit there and watch it. Like, if that's the sort of shit he wants. Jesus Christ. I mean,
to be honest with you, I do to some extent think that there shouldn't really be a minister of sort of entertainment or culture or something like
absolutely
that.
Agree.
The entire point of having sort of a culture or entertainment, or a culture of entertainment, more accurately, is that it's built on the back of everybody that creates it.
Yeah.
It can't be built on the back of some kind of oversight, because then it's by definition it's propaganda. It's propaganda films that you're creating to further some kind of theoretical future that you desire for whatever reason. I just can't get behind it.
Yeah. I hate to be preachy now, but folks, let's fucking kick these bastards out. Know what I mean? When are we gonna say, right, you've this is fucking ridiculous now? Do you know what I mean? They've made such a mess of things as they are that they're now talking about this, which is the least of everyone's fucking concerns.
Yeah.
Right? It's does that go to like shows like Channel 4? There's a show called Hope, not Hope, Help, with Jodie Comer and Stephen Graham, an amazing TV. It's not a show because it's just a one episode type thing, and it made the government look fucking incompetent and incredibly stupid. Does that count as British? Because see, if that's the British that we're talking about, yes, bring that shit on. You know, that's fine. If that's what British means to you, amazing. The right to criticise our leaders, the right to show everyone what fucking nutballs, you know, we've elected to lead us. You know, it's getting beyond a joke, and I think we should we just need to get rid of them now. We need something else.
Yeah.
You know? Oh!
It's very intense, isn't it?
Very intense. Very intense.